Hello, friend. Beautiful, strange people, space people of Earth. I hope you're surviving the apocalypse out there and here or wherever in hell we are. I've got an interesting message here. We are in a time where the unthinkable, I'm not kidding you, like the unthinkable is revealing itself and people are becoming loony, good and bad. Some of us are listening to our intuition and using magic and becoming sorcerers and witches and all this other stuff. We're taking what we find, we're building some sort of new world with new rules, a new foundation. The Hierophant is the structure and the order of things. This is our environment. This is what we're doing. This is what we're building and we're creating. What's the new rules of the new world? Can we just like Kamehameha like everybody? Like, can we just blow people into oblivion with no consequence? Can we use our manifestation skills and be manipulative and be magicians that, wish harm on others? Is that what we're going to do with this power? I see two very different species, or look at how that ring did that. Okay, so I'm seeing two very different ideas of what to do with this magic, this power. Let's just paint a picture here. We've got a good twin and an evil twin. And both are recognizing their gifts, skills, and talents. One twin recognizes the law, the boundaries, what's right, what makes safety and protection to the kingdom, so the looters and rioters and crazy people don't come in. And one twin sees the boundary as a limitation and a rule to break, to prove themselves to the other, to the parent, to the queen or the king. What I see is it's about to become a real battle of magic. How we use it, the purity of how you use manifestation, the intention behind what you're doing can't be for fame or can't be for riches if your intention is to be good. Good means you don't harm others, basically. You can do pretty much whatever you want as long as you don't harm, physically go out of your way to intentionally hurt another person. Being thoughtful of others is required of a leader. To be capable of guiding yourself and others to safety is a good leader. But there's someone here that's showing signs of duplicity, duality. It's like they have awareness of the magic and the tools. This is someone who can manifest outside of you. You're showing up as someone who can manifest. But there's another energy. It's almost like we're each given this. So we just entered virtual reality. And we're in the metaverse space. Guys, our physical reality is mutating. So now we've put on our VR headsets and we're in the metaverse. And we have to play first person or whatever it's called, main character. And now we have to identify in our lives the characters who are not seeking the path of the hero or is interested in being good. We're looking for the villains. This is the villains. It's not to say victim. It's not to say I'm a victim and everyone's bad, so I'm good and they're all bad. But it is to say I'm going to call out bad and evil for real. Like, I need to be so pure and honest and true in my knowing that when I touch evil, it burns. Like, they burn. Like, it needs to be that drastically different. There's a true alchemizing purity and the ability to have this power and strength in your hands and not abuse it. It takes grace, honor, valor. I don't even know what valor means. Dignity, humbleness, innocence, to have access to the power of the power that intuition opens the door to. We have now a world where you go by spells, incantations, jewelry, things, time, space, energy, frequency, and vibration from others in exchange for power. Love spell. Oh, Etsy, love spell. Click, purchase. That person benefits. I receive the love spell. I go practice the love spell. I benefit from the love spell. Knowing the intentions of the person who created the love spell is significantly important in this. But are we actually regulating this? No. We don't have a council. We don't have a council. So what's happening is the forces of light, the light workers on this truly seeking the narrow path. That doesn't mean you're literally perfect and judgmental. It means you walk the narrow path, meaning you do your freaking best and you try your best to avoid the temptations that keep you in this devil-like, because I mean, this card is hard to explain because it's like the devil is small. Anyways, this is a corrupted energy that we need to be cognizant of and aware of in our interactions and our dealings in the spiritual world. If we're going to go buy love spells, if we're going to go purchase spiritual things, it's very critical to, oh my gosh, for real. Listen. Ooh, the devil, the King of Pentacles, and the Emperor, but these are like not the traditional meanings. Okay. Violence on the bottom right there. Kids. Okay. With the Queen of Pentacles. Stealing from his wife. What are we going to do when we have a counterpart, when we have a husband and wife in the new world? We have to go in the future. Let's 10 years from now. You got a husband and wife manifester. He's into the occult. She's into the occult. But she's over there looking off into space, thinking about all the loving and nurturing things that she wants to do with her magical gifts. She wants to cultivate a garden and a family and yada whatever. And here's this fool hiding his coin because he's going online and purchasing things behind her back, things that take him into the lower realms. And we're upgrading in our capability of what we can manifest. So the old world, it manifested in what we have today, feminism now, and the hyper masculine projections, right? We got these hyper projections of feminine and masculine energy. I know this is not grounded, so let's do that. We, as beings of light on the side of the forces that choose to walk in the intention of integrity, courage, truth, love, honesty, the opposing people, the ones that oppose greed and lust and wrath and all of those things that we don't want to be a part of. We are being met with obstacles and we're trying to figure out why. Well, why? I'm doing my manifestations. I'm meditating. I'm eating clean. I'm doing all these things. What is it? Oh, well, there's literally someone casting a spell on me. Huh. That's a real thing. People are actually out here harming others. People are actually out here to harm others. That's a real phenomenon. Like, it's not imagination anymore, guys. We're having to defend ourselves against irresponsible, reckless, quick in and out people who have not done the shadow work in a way that they've faced their demons and owned them and integrated them, but rather, how do I say that? Okay. But rather allowed them to take control. The forces of energy that we're dealing, this is, oh my gosh. Like, I'm seeing Demon Slayer and I'm seeing the council. Look, I'm just going to use the words that the labels that aren't real, but they kind of paint a picture. So, like, don't be literal with the labels. But we're angels and demons, and we're fighting good and evil. And the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles is showing up as this polarity. The page and the page, the polarity, the priestess with the Hierophant, the polarity. This is showing up as this is a real time to identify those in our life who are hiding too many tricks up their sleeves that you can't really articulate and figure out their motives or their benefit of being around these people, or like we're giving to these people in some way when we think we're holier than thou, and when we walk this path of righteousness, this prestige, like thinking we're sitting up on some pedestal, be elevated. That's the trick. You're not elevated. We're not elevated. We're straddling the narrow path. We're constantly being bombarded and pulled left and right. Be good, be evil, be good, be evil. The idea is to know and discern when to be good and when to be evil. Because if a demon comes up to you and asks for your energy, frequency, or vibration in any way, there's a time and a place to be good and a time and a place to be evil, which I love Demon Slayer, how at the end they show the heart, as the demon dies, they show their heart reawaken as it transmutes into dust and ashes to be reborn into a new space and time. That there is purity and love in the hearts of us all. But some, it's overcrowded by darkness, that we have to know we're not all pure, innocent kids anymore. There's people out here hiding in the shadows, waiting to prey on other people, not giving a shit, willing to commit violent criminal acts against other people willing to purchase a spell or cast one themselves recklessly on another. That's the world we're coming up in. You see? You see? History has fallen. His story has fallen, and her story is activating. And in her story, there's a lot more fluid, stealth-like energy, silent-like energy in the shadows. Things are in the shadows, and the things are becoming illuminated because they were dark. I'm seeing the spirit world reveal itself. Earth is mutating into a different plane. And we've got to get to work. We got to stop playing. This isn't a game anymore. Like, I know I'm so serious. Look, stalker. I know I take things way serious, but listen, my loves, my beautiful human counterparts that make this beautiful world spin. I need to alert you to the beings. Oh, there's September. I need to alert you that there are people that have very little manifestation skills. And because the Earth's vibration itself is activating and rising in a way that enhances all of our psychic abilities, even the most minimal effort from a negative or dark force is going to be activated and empowered to attack the light, the chosen, the people that are awake and aware and activated and conscious. Because there is a hierarchy system in the realms we don't quite see, and I'm sure in the physical that we just maybe aren't aware of. But this isn't a time to trust everyone. Everyone's like, open your heart, be trusting, be open. And I'm like, yeah, Like, I feel you, but people today are a little different. Okay? Like, there's not many people you could just like go out there and trust. It's not that most people aren't walking around with pretty decent intentions. I think most people are pretty, you know, not bad. Like, they're good. They're like, if you ask them things, you're gonna be like, oh, well, that's a good person. But spiritual mastery in the new world and understanding what's actually going on here is critical and key. It's a key element to know your position in society right now and who to trust. Because there's people close to you right now that are going to drown you if you let them. I feel like I'm being choked. I feel like there's so many eyes on this reading. Like, I can literally see good and evil intended people watching this. And I can tell that we need to be more guarded and protected than we think. Don't be so defensive and guarded to everything. It's about discernment, identifying the intentions of others, what's inside, not what's projecting. What are they hiding? We're playing chess. Green zone, copper. Cars honking. Green zone, copper. Copper, is it like protection? Don't know. Career. This is a very dense energy, because we have been so low vibe for so long that it's hard to get this. It's hard to get this out. But we're breaking the chains, and the barrier is becoming thinner and thinner. And evil is going to become more obvious, which is why we see that in the political arena. Cast. And the cast on stage, center stage. Ugh. This is election year, guys. I could care less. I don't know what's going on in politics, but I know the energy around election year is a building momentum where there's forces working with the energy of the people, steering us in a direction to waste our time, money, energy, and resources on nonsense. And we're really needing to gather in these groups and communicate and express ourselves authentically and truthfully, so we can coexist as powerfully as they do. Because there's enough keyboard warriors out there to point out when someone's mentally ill or in a spiritual psychosis, to tell someone that they've lost their mind or that they need medication or a mental hospital because their imagination takes them to places that don't align with the narrative of society, because mental illness is when someone doesn't see or believe in the collective experience that everyone else sees, because if you hallucinate, you're mentally ill. That world needs strength, strong, intuitive people to access equal and greater power than the negative forces working against the light. I get it. I get that God's up there. Whatever, that's such a dumb way to say that. I get that this is all some sort of charade or kaleidoscope, a mandala of what's the point? Like, why are we playing this game, you know? Why did I sign up to be on Earth to participate in this game? And I'm telling you right now, unless there is a justice-driven, righteous-oriented, like a for real, like I will stand on my knees before I die on my feet. What's it called? I will die on my feet before I live on my knees, like that mentality. Tiger. Doing something risky, taking a chance, okay? Listen, I've had this vision for years, and we are here. It is now a time where people are going to use